Across the border, it's day 4 of the murder trial of disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh after his wife and son were found shot to death at one of his family's properties back in 2021. Apart from this, Murdaugh is also facing almost 100 charges related to alleged financial crimes. Manisa Danabalan joins us live with the latest. Manisa, why has this case caught the attention of Canadians?
It definitely has, Kelly, because it's not just a murder trial, it's also a legal dynasty that has crumbled. Prosecutors claim that the murders were committed to allegedly prevent Murdaugh's financial crimes from coming to light, but Murdaugh has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of murder.
The case goes back to June 7, 2021. According to reports, Alex Murdaugh told police he found his wife, 52-year-old Maggie, and their son, 22-year-old Paul, dead near the kennels of their hunting property. He claimed he had been gone for an hour to visit his mother, but prosecutors allege Murdaugh killed the two in order to hide a long list of alleged financial crimes, including defrauding clients, co-workers, and family members out of nearly $9 million. But the defense says those are theories and claimed Paul and his father were having a good time that evening before he was killed. The defense says no murder weapon was found and claims no blood was found on the clothes Murdaugh wore that night.
There's no eyewitness. There's no forensics tying him to the murder. When I say forensics, fingerprints, blood, whatever, tying him to shooting anybody that night.
Sergeant Daniel Green was the first to testify in the trial today. He was one of the first responders called to the scene.
As I approached toward him, I could see the male victim laying on the ground to my left, as well as the female victim on the ground to my right.
Murdaugh was emotional when the court played body-worn camera video from the sergeant. Among the evidence was a cell phone video recorded by Paul Murdaugh that was taken minutes before he was murdered, where you can allegedly hear his father's voice in the background.
Told anyone who would listen he was never there. 8:44, in 55 seconds, there's a video. The evidence will show that he was there.
Ahead of the trial, the story has spun a life of its own. Just last week, Netflix released the trailer for Murdaugh Murders, a documentary series about the family, murders connected to them, and their legacy.
For over a century, the Murdaughs were law and order here in the 14th Circuit.
Before Paul was killed, he was also facing charges over a 2019 boat crash that killed 19-year-old Mallory Beach. Police allege Paul was intoxicated while driving the boat, and he had been facing charges before his death. Beach's family had been trying to get more information about the Murdaugh's finances when Paul and his mother were killed.
Alex wasn't worried about finding Mallory.
He wanted to make sure that lips were sealed.
They were more worried about a cover-up.
5 made it ashore alive. Mallory Beach did not.
The Murdaugh name is well known in the South Carolina Low Country. He worked for the family law firm that had been in business for a century. His father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were the elected prosecutors for 87 years straight. Typically, a portrait of Murdaugh's father hangs in the courthouse, but it was ruled by the judge to be removed during the trial.
This is the fall of a dynasty. It's a fall from grace.
The trial, which began Monday, is expected to last about 3 weeks. Prosecutors will seek life in prison without parole if Murdaugh is convicted. The minimum sentence is 30 years. Kelly?